Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Or if you're new here, welcome to another edition of Kingly Conversations. This week, we got another hot one for you. But before we get into all of that, Zoe's got some shout-outs.
Yeah, you know what time it is. What up? Good morning. Hey, I want to shout out to Chris Wilson, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. We see you. We thank you for your support, man. And everybody out there that's listening, thank you.
All right, so listen, this week we're talking about becoming the best you. It's the last episode of the season, so strap in, let the Kings talk about it. All right, good people. Hey, welcome back again to another edition of Kingly Conversations, man. And as I am every single week, I'm Alan.
What up? It's your boy Twine. You know what time it is, man. Ask me about my podcast. Yeah. Bam, 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 bam.
It's your friend, your mentor, Calvin D. Hill.
Smooth.
All right.
What up, gentlemen?
26.
Smooth
Episode
jazz.
26.
Yeah, episode 26, man.
Season 3.
Season 3.
That's the end of it.
That's the end of this season. Next season be season 4.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next season because I'm working on a classic right now, collaborating with a gentleman to get some new music in here. So shout out to Marcel.
Unfortunately, we won't have that by episode 1, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? It's gonna be already done. So it's coming, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change the music because we keep getting these copyright strikes on YouTube. So
even though it's supposed to be royalty free,
even though it's supposed to be royalty free, we're getting copyright strikes on YouTube, which I'm sure is not helping the algorithm at all. So if we can have our own music that is dedicated to the podcast, that'll be much better.
Yeah, but it coming soon. I'm excited. Can't wait to hear it.
It's weird though because the copyright strike isn't even they're saying it's music that it's not, and I can't challenge it. It's the strangest thing. But anyway.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen.
So we're talking about becoming the best you.
Bam, bam, bam. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So this is my topic, right?
No, it's mine.
Or sure. Go ahead. You got it.
All right. So with that being said,
I don't know
the comments, well, I guess in me doing my meditation and thinking and reflecting, becoming the best you was something that came to me because of the journey that I've been going on trying to help improve myself to become a better person. And with that being said, I just wanted to come up here, have a conversation with you gentlemen as far as becoming the best you. We want to just get into it, man. So with that being said, let's do it. Anybody want to start? I'll start because I'm leading the comments. Okay, because everybody looking like I don't know what to do right now. In my journey of becoming better, I've done a lot of things to do so, seeking help psychologically, mentally, and also through reading and other things. So I would like to know about y'all's journey as far as becoming the best you. First of all, do you believe that you are already the best of what you can be? Anybody?
No, I don't believe that I am, but I don't know that the thing of it is, I don't know that I ever will believe that I have arrived, right? Mm-hmm. Because I don't think that you can. I think there's always room for growth. I think there's always room to get better. I think there's always room to be better. I think there's always room. And if you are a person that decides not to try to maximize your potential, which is fine, then you'll stop somewhere. But if you're somebody who wants to maximize the time that you have and maximize the impact you're able to make and maximize the people that you're able to touch and help, and then you're always going to be trying to continue to move to whatever the next phase is for your growth and development.
Okay.
At least that's how I see it. I don't
Calvin,
think
say the question again.
At this moment, do you believe that you are the best that you can be?
Oh, no.
Or become?
Okay. No.
All right, no?
No.
Okay.
At this moment.
At this moment.
No.
I got you. For an example, in my past, people have always told me, hey, man, you're going to be great in certain things. But I personally never saw what they were saying or what they were talking about or what they was trying to encourage me to do. So all this time, you're going to be a great leader and, oh, man, you're just going to do great things. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't see that, but thank you.
Well,
at that time, I didn't see it.
All right, so going back to your question, you said, "Are you that today?" No, not today, but I feel like, well, me personally, I can see it. I can see what they were saying now.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Yeah. So the people who've had conversations with you try to encourage you to see things that you couldn't see.
Right.
They say, they kind of pushed you or tried to direct you with the encouragement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had the same idea or the same thoughts as you at first because I didn't see it.
Right.
And I couldn't see what you were saying or what the encouragement. It was positive. It was all good stuff.
But
it was like,
okay,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I can't see I can't see me what you were seeing.
You couldn't appreciate what they were saying, really.
No, but I had to learn, man. I had to learn because sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes you have to listen to the people around you because they're telling you something that you can't see.
Right.
So.
And I think a lot of people out there have that to where they may feel stuck in a particular situation and not see the potential that they have because they're so caught up in the being stuck in the mud that they don't see, hey, tomorrow's going to be greater or next week is going to be greater or next year's going to be greater because there's always a progression. It's time into it that you need to get through the end of the.
A lot of it has to do with your self-perceptions too, and how you see yourself. That holds a lot of weight. So if you don't see yourself as that leader, that encourager, that whatever somebody's saying to you, if you don't see it for yourself, more than likely you won't live up to it and you won't become it.
Okay.
So it's best to start developing a strong self-perception so that you can become the best version of you.
Got you. I understand.
I mean, for me, it wasn't. I don't know that. So my childhood was probably odd in that. So my entire youth, my father used to listen to these positive confession tapes and personal growth and development tapes when I was 3, 4, 5 years old. So here I am at a very impressionable time hearing all this stuff that most people don't really ever hear. So I don't know that I didn't believe it or didn't already think that I was destined for something great because that was what I heard from, at least probably 2 to 5 years old was stuff like that. You are destined for greatness. Essentially the personal growth and development books that I started reading when I was in my 20s was stuff that I was forced or otherwise to listen to when I was 2, 3, and 4 years old.
Gotcha.
I'm just sitting there thinking about it. As a kid, growing up in church, you heard, I said it this way. I say it this way. I heard you're a sinner and you going to hell more than I heard anything encouraging.
Come on, man.
No. Look, hold on. Time out.
I'm listening.
No, time out.
That's not necessarily going to be everywhere, but
it's not everywhere. But that was a common theme.
You don't get great.
So with that, and I didn't change until later on in life. I didn't see the positivities and what I could be and become until later. And I have people that knew me when I was in 3rd and 4th grade that would tell you, like, I was depressed. I work with some.
Wow.
They know me. Like they say, hey, you're not that same guy from there because of what I was hearing. It was a lot of criticism and it wasn't taught with the perception of you can do better or you should try this, that, the third. It was more of a criticism than an encouragement. Most of the time, especially when dealing with children.
It wasn't a good.
And it was
girl
wasn't
boy
it's not a
got a boy. It was more like
right. You messed up, or
up.
you're not school. Like you getting C's, that's not good.
You going to hell.
You're wrong.
And it also wouldn't have been separated, like because
that's because all that run together.
Because what your soul is doing and what your earthly vocation is, like you be a real estate agent, that got nothing to do with your soul.
But that's not
that wasn't the way that it was presented.
Oh
right,
my God.
that's right, and that's what you have to.
And I think that's
old mentality.
But
mindset,
no,
man.
but
Jeez.
but this is why I say it, because people have to take into account, and in doing their own self healing and their own work, you do have to go back into your childhood areas and figure out, okay, these were detrimental because it wasn't presented this way.
You want to know
and
what
you have to change it. If you don't, you'll keep living with that.
Right. So, in regards of going back in the past and looking at the history of coming up or being reared as a child, I had to unlearn everything in order for me to be great.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
so that's what you do.
And I don't want to present, because I definitely still had unlearning to do.
Yeah.
But like I didn't, the places I was, they were not as critical as maybe the environment that y'all grew up
Going
in.
to hell.
But part of it was just because of all of it is the people that raised you are the people that you're around. Not necessarily just your parents, but all the people around you essentially raised you to be who you end up being until you decide that you want to travel in a different direction than how they raised you. So there were still things that I had to unlearn, generally speaking, dealing with the realm of finance for sure. And then also, I forgot.
That's okay, because I got a question.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to lead with this, and then I'm going to ask y'all a question. In regards of overcoming self-doubt and fear, that I had to do because majority of my childhood and in my young adulthood, whatever you want to call it, there was a lot of things that were said and done to me that had me doubting my own self, my own self-worth, and all these other things. So that created a fear of me even wanting to accomplish things. Right. So being told at a young age, you ain't gonna be nothing.
Right. So now take that from being at home, and then going to an education system where they reinforce it. Because for young black men, they don't get the same encouragement as their counterparts. They don't get the same care and comfort in the education process. Now it has changed, but I know what I got when I was growing up. My mom had to go to the school several times to kind of correct some behaviors that the teachers.
Their behavior or your behavior?
No, the teachers.
Okay,
their behavior.
Teachers, because it's something about dealing with children that look like you. People tend to take more care and concern for that. So I'm gonna just leave that there because I don't want to get off into that train.
Man, you always getting on it.
You want me to put my hat on?
I want to put the Huey hat. I want to be Huey today. We're talking about burn it with love.
I still have to deal with overcoming self-doubt and fear every day. So it's not, I don't know that, because it's always going to be, even if you conquer one level, then all that does is advance you to the next level.
And there's more things you have to overcome.
More things you have to overcome. Because people that say that like they have no fears, but then aren't living the life that they want to live, they're not telling themselves the truth.
That's a bar. Say it one more time.
People that
for the people in the back
say they have no fears, but then aren't living the life that they choose, aren't telling themselves the truth. Because if you were, and it's not even when I say fear, I'm not talking about like, and it could be more people I believe have a fear of success than they do of anything bad happening, because you feel like you're not worthy of the success that you might be able to achieve, or you may feel like, well, if I achieve these things, then I may not be able to still hang with the people that I care about. or I may not be able to spend the amount of time, or I'm not willing to. So there's all types of reasons, but I just know that fear plays a role in this. A lot of times it's fear of things that won't even happen.
And what you saying, by you saying that, watch the circle that you're in, because with that being said, if you're amongst people who have a fear of succeeding, they will not encourage you to succeed and to reach the next level.
You about to say they chickens?
At what point did you become self-aware of your
Why are you trying to fast forward? We coming back. Bring it back.
Because he about to get me started. Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
But I
understand.
You understand.
Are we talking about chickens?
Go ahead.
Understand.
Pigeons?
Go ahead. Petty. Go ahead. Pastor Petty. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, because it's difficult for you, birds of a feather,
man, go ahead,
flock together
ahead,
at all different altitudes. Okay,
go ahead.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
But
I'm
again, but we talking about
that instills
look,
fear of you personally trying to do something different, something that they have never seen. Or experienced, and now they want to say, "Hey, why are you doing that? That's crazy."
With all
You'll
it
never
is,
you can't never succeed in doing
So-
that.
so
You should
here's-
stay over here with us.
here's what it amounts
Fly
to.
my altitude.
Here's what it amounts to. Here's what, before Calvin even gets started,
I ain't
right?
said that.
Here's what it amounts to.
That's
Is if you want to fly higher, you then have to hang with people who want to fly higher.
It's encouraging.
However,
It's
flying at the
encouraging.
altitude you want to fly at is okay, because you can live whatever life you want to live. But if you have decided, I want to do better,
Okay.
I want to
This is
become
what
the
we're doing.
best me.
Let's do
At
this.
what
All right.
point-
So no. Let's finish. I want to say this, and we can move on.
Lord.
So, all right, it's okay to be at the level you on. And I was going to say something, but I don't think I should say it. So let's move on. I was going to say something in regards of people being good or thinking they're great where they are. That's cool. Do you? That's all I want to say.
I was listening to somebody who is him and his wife have a podcast, but they're a mentor of mine, and one of the things that she said was you can't essentially begrudge other people for not having the list that you have.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Do you?
Right, but a lot of times we do. We say, well, because I want to get to these things, I want to advance to here. You should.
No. I'm not. I would never say that or
We don't.
insinuate that.
Nobody says it like nobody says it, but it's almost like it's an attitude of, all right, okay, whatever. You know, or it reminds me of a scene in Boiler Room where the guy didn't want to buy some stock, and he said, okay, well, I'm going to take you off my list of successful people today.
What?
And that's kind of what we do mentally. We don't say it to them.
That's what y'all
I would
call
say-
people judgmental.
Yeah, judgment. I will say this. I am less judgmental. I can't say that I'm not judgmental, because I know better not to tell that lie on this podcast. I will say that I'm less judgmental. And if someone is okay and comfortable with where they are, I'm good with that. So I'm not going to judge you for being comfortable and being happy where you are. Do not judge me for wanting more. So I want that same respect. I'm not going to judge you where you at, and don't judge me where I'm trying to go, is what I'm saying.
But you know, the thing about it is, do people actually, the people that don't want to achieve those things, do they judge them first, or is it a response to feeling like they've been judged?
Probably, I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't either. I'm just asking the question.
I'm at a place where I have been that guy who has tried not to be judgmental towards other people, and in turn has been judged consistently. And now at 42, I don't care.
Oh, you 42?
Wait a minute. Whoa. Bring it back. So what
Yeah.
I'm hearing you say is that
Yeah.
you are not judgmental.
No. I didn't say that.
What did you say?
I said,
Help me understand.
I will.
He said he tried
I
not.
said-
He said he tried not to be
I
judgmental
said
and got judged anyway.
Exactly. That's what I
Got
said.
it. Okay, let's
That's what I said.
But judged
and now
for
at
what?
40, at 41, it don't matter, because people like you said, people like to put people in boxes in their own category
Right.
of what they perceive.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, a lot of people think I'm a pastor. I don't have a church.
Do you have to have a church to be a pastor?
No.
You have to have a congregation to be a pastor? All right, so now let's move on.
Do you have to have a congregation to be a
But
pastor?
if people perceive you as that, they think and want you to behave and be a checklist of what they perceive a pastor should be.
Oh, well,
okay, and then the judgment starts. But it's cool when they do it. But it's a problem when you do it.
No, because they
Sir,
No. But that's what I'm saying.
TikTok.
I'm just making a point of I've been that guy to say, hey, you cool, be you. But then you want to put your labels and titles on me. So I say, okay, fine. At 40,
you want to know why?
I don't care.
I'm gonna say this, and we can go on to the next question. When people hold you at a higher standard like that, I think they just see you up here.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Because most people think about, not nowadays. Nowadays, different pastors out here doing all types of raggedy ratchetness.
Exactly.
Never mind.
So
okay.
So my point
Belay my last.
And exactly.
Belay my last.
And now, like I said, I'm at a place where I really don't care either way.
That's good.
And I don't have a consequence for your actions. So I'm not judging you.
Got it.
Yeah, that's why I'm at.
All right. Back to the greatness of you.
What was that statement that I tried to read? That
go ahead and read it again. No, I didn't skip past it.
At what point do you become self-aware of your greatness?
Great question.
Excellent question. I love
Great
that
question. I became self-aware late in the game. Let's start there. I did not see or perceive that I even had greatness. What?
Listen. We got to stop with this late in the game. Because if you ain't in the ground, it ain't late in the game.
It's late in the game for him. It's late in the game for him.
You might feel like it's late in the game.
Okay.
Listen, Colonel Sanders, we're going to use Colonel Sanders. But
right.
Colonel Sanders didn't start KFC till he was in his 60s.
It's late in the game.
That's late in the game.
And the game over.
Game wasn't over.
The game wasn't over.
Okay.
It's overtime.
There are people that are now successful actors and that didn't get their start until they were in their 50s.
But to his point.
Okay.
So you feel like you're late
he
in the
feel
game.
like he's late in the game.
Personally,
right.
I feel as if I became self-aware of my potential to be great at a late in the game. That's my perception because I feel like all the time that I wasted, I could have been doing what I'm doing now and have been even in a better position. So that's why I say,
or
okay, I'm
you
listening.
could have rejected the information anyway.
Well, no. See, this is the problem because he was being told at a certain. To a certain
no, I
age,
get that.
This is what you will be down here. You'll be this. But until somebody comes along later in life,
or you realize yourself,
or you realize
when you get away from that energy,
because that happens at different stages in people's lives.
It does.
For some people, if you're on the clock, they feel like 35 to 40 is late to have some kind of self-awareness and encouragement to where you feel like I'm good, I'm empowered now. Some people get that at 7.
And see, here's why I say that, because okay,
by whose standard is that what you're trying to say as far as late in the
not
game?
even just by whose standard.
Okay,
because I distinctly remember, fully remember, the three of us plus Toll sitting down and watching the Jim Rohn weekend leadership event together.
Okay.
You don't think that was late?
I see
at 24.
You don't think that's late?
No.
And I say that, but then see,
here's why I don't think that's
late. Because everybody gets it at different times.
Because guess what? Everybody sat in the same event, and everybody didn't go and do the same. Everybody still wasn't ready for the information at that time.
Right. So that's still by the clock. If you're going off a clock of time, what he's saying is my time is considered late based on where I feel like I was.
You know what? Thank you for saying that. So based on the information that I received back when we were together, I didn't really grasp it. I didn't connect.
So
I didn't realize it until later.
So that's why I believe you get it when you were meant to get it. That's how I always look, because if you got it earlier, then you would have got it earlier. If it was supposed to happen earlier, it would have happened earlier, because it's not like none of this information is new. You just the student wasn't ready for the information, but the seed was still planted, and so once the seed gets watered enough, then it germinates. But until it germinates enough, you still get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. Good Okay. All right. But again, you talking about the time factor.
So I get that we have a finite
Okay.
amount of time.
Okay.
But I would also say that
I respect
because
that.
you now have all the information,
Right.
you can go to work harder than the person who learned it in their 20s but never got new information.
Right, but you're still discrediting his statement of I feel like
No.
because he's looking at it from his perspective.
I get that he feels like.
Yeah.
I understand that he feels like.
I hear what he's saying, but this is what it is.
I'm Calvin Hill in this one right here. Because I don't want because you can feel like it's too late, but I don't want you to feel like it's too late and be discouraged by the fact that you got started later because you got started.
Yeah.
Because it still happened. Because you're not in the ground. So I don't want you to begrudge the lessons because they took as long as they took.
Because it took me.
Yeah, I don't want you to feel some kind of way about it because everybody learns at their own pace, right? Everybody gets it when they get it. It could take me to 60 to get it.
I hope y'all listening out there, man.
But once you get it,
That's what's
you
up.
got it, and now go to work and get it done.
Yeah. To finish my statement.
Go ahead.
Just to finish
Go
it.
ahead.
So even though I did not receive the
Say it how you
information
gonna
that
say
was
it,
playing,
man. Go
no,
ahead,
because
man.
now you done changed the whole game up, man.
I say it
It's
what
like
I
underwear,
said.
bro.
I
Once you
said
stress the knowledge, man, I can't go back. Anyway, so what I was, damn it, you made me, darn it, you made me forget my.
There's no reason to correct
I know,
yourself.
right? Right.
No, okay. So
like-
what I was trying to say
We don't
is
edit
that
these.
now that I can see the big picture now as far as what I can
Right.
be.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling. Let's
It's
move
bright.
on.
You got sunshades on.
Yeah.
Out here gleaming,
It's
eating and
good.
drinking out of coconuts.
Oh my God. That's
Like, you know what? Let me get that lobster and that coconut.
I didn't become self-aware of my potential of being great, but once I did realize the potential, that information that you mentioned that we sat down and learned, all that, I know of it. It's been planted. It's been rooted. So now I can apply that to certain things that I'm trying to accomplish, and it's a good feeling, man. And I have much more to go. So when did y'all become self-aware of your greatness? Or your potential of greatness?
At a young age,
Copy that.
really, because
I'm
like
tracking.
I said, I was unfortunately or fortunately, made to listen to things that was always talking about your greatness and becoming great and becoming the best you that you could be, and all of these and then now there was a period of time in between where I may not have believed it because like everything else, the world will, if you let it, the world will beat you down.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And if you are it's almost like you need so much more positive reinforcement because of all the negative that you're going to get from, school, like Calvin was talking about, or church, like Calvin was talking about. So you can get all this
depends where you
negative.
get it from.
Yeah. So you need some type of positive reinforcement. And if your parental units don't recognize it and continue to feed that, then it takes more time, and then you have to learn how to do it on your own, which is what you had to do, is essentially learn how to do it for yourself.
Almost definitely.
So certainly between the time, elementary, late elementary and middle and high school, I didn't necessarily see it. I knew what skills, talents, and abilities that I had, right? But I didn't necessarily know how to translate that into anything great. Because even like most people, I've been even in school, I sold candy. When I was in middle school, like I would buy the big old bag of Jolly Ranchers, sell the Jolly Ranchers 10 cents a piece. So I've been entrepreneuring myself for a very long time. And then,
That's dope.
in high school,
I wasn't.
I didn't sell actual illegal substances, right? But what I did was I sold the paraphernalia to go with your illegal substances. So like if you were a weed smoker in high school, I always had Philly blunts and Black and Milds.
Get out
So if
of
you
here.
needed Philly blunts to roll your stuff, I got Philly blunts, 75 cent a piece. What I started out, and then they became $1.25 a piece. I sold out every single day. I had Black and Milds, 50 cent a piece. Sold out
What
every
age
single
were you?
day.
What?
This was 17, man.
17, man. You out here grinding, bruh.
So my thing was, you find a need in the marketplace, and you fill that need.
Hey,
Now, should I have filled that need? Probably not. There were other things I probably could have filled it with some sugary treats or something.
Somebody else would have probably capitalized on this list. Yeah,
Maybe.
Whatever.
No, I had to go back and look at it, but I did similar to what he did at 8 years old. We used to cut grass in the neighborhood, and in the townhouse, charge people $60.
Nice.
Do yard.
Oh, charging $60.
You got to keep all your
Man,
money.
y'all was balling.
You got to keep all your money.
Every penny.
Must be
Man.
nice. You know what? I
We
cut.
did, but see,
Man.
all right. So this is.
Wait.
that was one of.
I
a
gotta
couple.
ask this.
Yeah,
Townhouse yards for $60?
yeah.
The dude that cut my yard now
But
cut
see,
it for
I was
50.
smart. See, I was smart. It was me, Tony, and JJ. I would charge the people $60 and pay JJ and Tony 40
10 apiece. Oh.
I would just get to work. I would go to the next house and go while they cutting that yard.
So
So you would. Oh, so
you
yeah,
was a
that,
door-to-door,
that's definitely entrepreneurial.
yeah.
You were definitely out there in your entrepreneurial venture. Then
Yeah, we did that.
You
Must be nice.
You were
But-
the headhunter. They were the workers.
But I learned that from Eric Moody. I learned that from him. He told me what to do. So I
Got
went
it.
to do it.
So
And
he
then once I
put
saw
you
it.
on the game,
yeah. So then me and his son used to make Ninja Stars and color them.
The paper ones.
Yeah. Color them and then sell them at school for 25 cents.
You know what?
So some stuff as a kid, I didn't know what I just did what somebody told me to do, and then once I saw what it produced, I understood.
I'm about to get angry.
So it was like, hey, but look, all right. So I didn't identify. No, I didn't identify that sense of greatness until I was 28.
Okay.
Because and this is what happened. This is what happened. It was. I'm gonna tell you the shallow part first, and then I'll tell you the real epiphany. The shallow part is we watched that Jim Rohn video, and his statement that started the change in my life was, if you want to attract success, you have to be an attractive person.
Right.
But he used that philosophy in everything, not just one area of life. So what I did, I went and started cleaning myself up, started cutting my hair, got brown color contacts, started looking good. Started attracting a level of success.
That's why you had
That's why I
brown
did
contacts?
it. Yeah, that's why I did that. That's why I got rid of my glasses, because of Jim Rohn. But what I noticed, no joke. But what I did notice though, I did notice people treating me different.
Right.
Because I look good.
Oh, yeah. That's
Once that started happening, I started carrying myself different. Once that started happening, I started reading different. Once I started seeing an attraction, like you said, you want to attract something, be attractive in that area. I started making that connection. Okay, so that's how it really works. So I started doing that. I didn't notice a level of greatness until it's like a series of people in my life. I went to get my kids from my mama's house at a beauty shop or whatever, and the lady was like, "Your kids are very handsome, very mannerable, such and such." I went down the street and the lady said, "Hey, I know your dad. Your dad is such and such," and just started complimenting both ends.
Right.
And I'm looking at, well, if they getting this compliment and he getting this, where am I at in this spectrum? The next day, a lady walked up on me and said, "Calvin, you're regal." That was her word, and it changed me. She was like, "Calvin, the way you are, you're regal, dude." Like, there's a white lady named Carrie.
Okay, all right.
I was sitting there like,
Did you
I didn't
look
see,
up
I
the
didn't
word?
see it. Yeah, but I didn't see it. I didn't understand what she was saying.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. So I can be great. I can be a leader. They were like, you should be in charge here. You should. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't get that until 28. So I can encourage anybody, if you can get that in your kids early, do it. Because my nephew is 6, Jules, Lex's little son. This boy is gonna take over something. She instilled it in him, and you can see the difference. So
Must be nice.
yeah, it is. So everybody
That's all
get
I'm
it
gonna
at some
say.
point.
Must be nice. Anyway,
And we hope everybody listening.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
We all gonna get it at some point.
So when y'all talk about being entrepreneurs and things of that nature,
Yeah.
at an early age, awesome. But even though I was out there cutting grass in the neighborhood, because we had a long street of more seasoned individuals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when it came to outdoor activities or work, it's like, yo, you young, get out there and do it. So in doing so, I did. Ask me how much money did I see of all the money I made?
Zero.
Oh, somebody kept it. Somebody kept
Zero.
your money. Somebody kept your money.
And you know what? I think that discouraged me from being an entrepreneur.
It might have.
Right, because you didn't see the fruit of
The
what
benefit
you were doing.
of doing
right.
what I was doing.
Right.
Not just the financial means, but that rapport, the business aspect of it, and things of that nature. So I'm going to move on because I'm about to get heated in here. So.
Now, here's the only, sometimes depending on who you are, right, can be the problem with entrepreneurship. We had 35 minutes. We might end up cutting this in two,
Yeah, that's all
is I probably shouldn't have been selling Black and Miles and Philly Blunts because I was definitely not 18 and could not go buy them, which means I corrupted 2 people to get that done. So, I
see nothing wrong here.
I didn't either.
Statute of limitations up. Statute of limitations up.
Statute of limitations up. The only thing there's no statute of limitations on is murder, and I ain't done that. So
Gotcha.
I lost all my guns in a boating accident.
Sheesh.
So yes, but we all had, but he had Eric Moody.
Mm-hmm.
I had tapes that I wasn't even aware of why I was the way I was until I started listening to them I didn't know why I had all of these ideas. And then I'm like, oh, because I was listening to this stuff when I was 3, 4, 5 years old. I had no clue as to why I had any type of entrepreneurial mind at all. No idea. Because no physical person came and taught me anything as it related to that. It was riding around in a car seat while somebody else was listening to stuff trying to better themselves. So,
man, I can't even get into that.
Get into what?
That's the whole key. It's the environment they set.
Gotcha. All right, so
let's do this part 2.
Yeah, we're gonna do a part 2, y'all. Thank y'all. Can we cue the music?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me cue the music.
Let's do that. Music, please. Cool. So, becoming the best you. We had a good conversation about it. Got into some details, and we're just going to stop here so we can get another part in because there's much more that we want to go over. So, y'all want to do any closing comments on this one, or y'all want to save it for the next one?
Hey, thanks for riding along for 3 seasons,
Sure.
26 episodes of 3rd season, and we appreciate you guys listening. Please, please, please hit us up on Facebook, Instagram,
YouTube.
Google us.
Yeah, we out there, man. GTS. You'll get it.
Hey, listen. Shout out to everybody that has been rocking with us since season 1. I won't name all the names, but there's a few names that we do know for sure. Bert, shout out to Bert. Shout out to Orion. Shout out to Chris. Shout out to Mark.
Florida, Amy.
Shout out to Mike down in North Carolina.
Man, that's a lot, man. And we appreciate y'all, man.
And then, hey, whether you listen to every episode or listen to a few,
even
we appreciate you being there from day one.
Our families, like everybody, our friends, like everybody who supported, even those that we don't know,
DPP,
we appreciate you, man.
Kenny.
Yeah, I appreciate you. All right, man, let's wrap this up so we can get back into it.
All right, we'll be back in, for y'all next week. For us in a few minutes. So y'all just have to listen to this next week.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's jump right back into it. Let's go.
Surely.